We're just 3 days away from 2021, but a lot has happened in the week before the new year. The House voted to override President Trump's veto on the National Defense Authorization Act. The man responsible for the Nashville RV bombing on Christmas Day has been identified, and COVID-19 vaccinations are being administered by the millions. I'm Joe Maronski, and this is what's happening. Besides the financial aspect of education, college students often rely on Title IX for protections. The Obama administration's had a 53-page document of guidelines. The Trump administration's guidelines are 2,033 pages. You know, that's a huge thing. And realistically, it makes these victims' ability to figure out what their rights are much harder. At High Point University, masks are on, hand sanitizer is being used, and students are learning. It appears that things are going great thanks to the administration's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, there's a special group of students helping lead the way. Speaking of the presidential race, Democratic leader Joe Biden is ahead in the polls, and he is extremely close to the magic 50% mark at 49.3%, giving him a 6.2% percentage point lead over President Donald Trump. Joe Biden's lead is much higher than that of Hillary Clinton's, 1-point lead over President Trump in the 2016 presidential election. Trump is running out of time to close this gap by improving his poll numbers. However, we saw in 2016 that polls don't necessarily predict the race completely, and anything can happen. Clubs are an amazing way for students not just to grow professionally, but to build lifelong connections. In such a challenging time, HPU understands the importance of its students' mental health. That's why the Student Government Association has been so hard at work, creating new guidelines to keep students safe and clubs meeting. Most recently, I saw a documentary, I forget which filmmaker it was by, but it was about, following along with an ICE officer. What was your day like under the Obama administration versus what is your day like under the Trump administration? And these ICE agents just look drained. They are working double time. And one of the things that was said that really stuck with me from one of these ICE agents was, I used to go in and get the bad guys and make America safer. But now I go in and I get the dad who's reading a bedtime story to his daughter. And it's hard for me to put my head on the pillow at night knowing that I just separated a family because they made they did the wrong thing, but at the end of the day, it was life or death. Right. And that was one of the quotes from that film that really stuck with me. Of we also need to remember that these ICE agents are human. Small businesses nationwide continue to struggle despite the Paycheck Protection Program designed to help these businesses. The debate over who's to blame for the lack of adequate oversight on fund release continues daily. We hope you stayed informed. We hope you learned some new information tonight. We hope you'll have healthy discussions, continue to learn from each other, and God bless America. Have a good night, everybody.